Let's just listen to the sound of the weapon really quick.
Incoming hostile detected.
Oh, it just brings a tear to my eye. It's beautiful. Anyway, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade. And since the start of Year 6 Season 2, a lot of you have reached out asking me to put together a build based around the Chatterbox. So I'm going to bring you that really quick. As always, we're going to jump right into the details. If you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out. Now, starting with a specialization, we're using Gunner. Bunch of different reasons. We get some armor on kill. You can use the Banshee Pulse. You get a rate of fire increase as well. And remember, regardless of the specialization that you choose, make sure you have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now my primary is obviously the Chatterbox, and I will talk about how to get this weapon after the build breakdown. You can see it has the talent Incessant Chatter. When you reload, the rate of fire is going to increase by 25% for each enemy within 15 meters for the duration of that magazine. Max stack is 5, which means you can have 125% increase of your rate of fire, and kills also refill 50% of your magazine. Now I'm going to show you a few different build breakdowns, the first of which pretty much ensures that you're not going to have to reload this weapon that often, and you'll have that extra rate of fire running non-stop. As far as my gear is concerned, you can see I'm running 3 Hunter's Fury, 2 Brazos, and the Ninja Bike. Now most of you know how this works, but for those of you that may not, you can see it has the talent Resourceful. Slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set's bonus. Can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously. And all that means, even though I'm only running 3 pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set, I am going to get that 4-piece bonus. You can see 2 pieces 20% shotgun and SMG damage, 3 pieces 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill, and 4 pieces Apex Predator. And as you've heard me say in previous build videos like this one, for those of you out there who are just getting used to a run and gun style build, that is definitely a talent that is going to save your ass time and time again. Now moving on to the body armor, it's the first piece of Brazos. We're running 2 pieces, but once again, because of the Ninja Bike, we are getting the 3-piece bonus, which is 50% magazine size. That is what we're trying to target. You can see in the chest, I'm using the talent Obliterate. Critical hits increase weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. It stacks up to 20 times. Moving on to the holster, it's the second piece of Brazos. It's Picaro's holster. A lot of people are wondering, when you look at the very bottom, it says 10% weapon damage, and then there's that blank space. Now that is because, unfortunately, with the most recent update, they've nerfed that from 15% to 10%, so for the record, 10% is now the max. Moving on to the knee pads and the gloves, they are the final 2 pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set, and one thing you'll notice on every single piece of gear, I'm trying to stack crit hit damage and crit hit chance everywhere I can. As far as my skills are concerned, I'm using the Crusader Shield just in case things do get sideways. I'm also using the Banshee Pulse, which again is exclusive to the Gunner specialization. It's one I definitely like to use here and there. Now, another option you have for this build, I'm going to show you really quick on screen. And this is for those of you out there who may not need that extra magazine size. You want something that puts out more damage. You can do 1 piece of Sokolov on the chest with the talent Obliterate or Intimidate, plus the Memento backpack. Now, getting back to the build I was showing you, as far as my stats are concerned, you can see I'm sitting at 58% crit hit chance. Remember, the max is 60, and 144 crit hit damage. And remember, these numbers are going to be dependent on not only the gear you have equipped, but also having a Shade Watch of level 1000. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Most of you know by now that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have at the channel, so if you happen to have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to new and returning players, please leave those in the comment section. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage. Hope you enjoyed, my fellow agents. I will be talking you through how to get the Chatterbox. I'll also be going over how the actual talent works with the Chatterbox. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. I sincerely appreciate the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. So first and foremost, my fellow agents, let's talk about how to get this weapon, and then we'll talk about how it works and how to really maximize your gameplay. Now, back in my day, the only way to really get it, you could craft it. Once you crafted it, it was then put in the general loot pool. You were totally good to go. Now, I will leave a link to a video I posted a long time ago about how to actually get it. And even though it is an older video, the method is still valid today. Now, another way you can get it, from what I've heard, is from just opening up exotic caches. You may not need to craft it in the first place. Now, I've heard from people saying they've gotten it that way. I haven't seen it, so do me a favor. If you have just gotten one by opening an exotic cache, let me know in the comment section, because the last thing I want to do is have you spinning your wheels trying to get something and not actually have the ability to pick it up in the first place. So again, let me know if you have gotten it just by opening caches. I definitely want to pass that information along. Now at this point, we're going to talk about the talent itself, and as described, when you're close to NPCs, that is when you want to reload the weapon, and you want to do that when you are close to as many enemies as possible, because that's going to give you the greatest increase of RPMs. And I'm going to show you a quick example in a moment. We're just going to get there really quick. And this is really a build I use for what you're seeing on screen, public executions, resource convoys, things like that, where you're getting a lot of enemies in a bottleneck area. So you can hear right now what I typically do, fire off a few shots, because as I get closer, you'll see here in a moment. Going to reload right now. Boom. And that's where I'm going to get that rate of fire increase, because they are so close. Let's get the next spawn point. The toughest thing with this build is to train yourself not to hit that reload button when you have a break in the action. It's something I always do. I think a lot of players do as well, because you want to make sure you're not running out of bullets. But every time you reload, you're going to reset that rate of fire. So the goal is, when you get the timing down, you're going to be able to keep this, rate of fire throughout your entire gameplay. And I want to give you a quick example of that so you can hear what it sounds like now. I have 62 bullets left in the magazine. Let's go to something close. There we go. Territory control. Hopefully I don't screw this up. I probably will. I'll probably hit reload after I said not to hit reload. But again, what are you going to do? And that's really it, fellow agents. That's all I got. Hope you enjoy it. Again, I want to get to that point so you can actually hear the RPM. I'm keeping the magazine with those 62 in it, because if I were to reload right now, it would go back to its base RPM because no one's around. And we do not want that. There you go, post these nerds. Now, one of the main reasons I'm running two Brazos with the Ninja Bike is so I get that extra magazine size, because as you just saw, when your magazine is empty, it is going to once again reset that RPM. So if you are close to NPCs, it could still, be running pretty damn high. That's it for the build video, my fellow agents. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know of any other questions you may have. Let's rip through this really quick. Look at that. So much damn fun. It does take getting used to. But once you get it down, it's good. Anyway, thank you once again. I'll see you in the next one.